Ever tried translating a recipe from one language to another, only to end up with a dish that tastes completely different? That's kind of what happens with code translation, except instead of food, we're dealing with computer code. And just like a recipe's style matters, is it a gourmet chef's twist or a home cook's shortcut? The style of code, how it's written, structured, and formatted, matters a lot too. But here's the problem. If a model learns from code that's all over the place, some parts clean, some messy, it can't figure out what good code looks like. The result? Translated code that works, but is hard to read or maintain. So how do we fix this? Let's dive into the solution. The key idea is style-oriented guidance, teaching the model what good code style looks like by showing it examples. Think of it like a teacher using before and after examples to show students how to write better essays. Here's how it works. Researchers created two types of training data. Positive translations are code that keeps the original style, like a faithful recipe translation. Negative translations are the opposite, code that's stylistically off, like a recipe that swaps ingredients or changes the cooking method. To make these examples, they used a powerful language model, Qwen 32B, to generate multiple versions of the same code. Then they filtered out the ones that didn't work, using automated tests, and picked the best one. But here's the clever part. To choose the best style, they didn't just rely on one model. They used a style consensus approach, like a group of experts voting. The translation that most closely matched the style of other high-quality translations was selected. For negative examples, they used another model, Mfun, to create code that intentionally breaks style rules. Then they compared these to the positive examples using a metric called CSSim, which checks things like variable names, function calls, and code structure. Only the most style-inconsistent translations made it into the negative set. Now, how do you teach a model to prefer good style over bad? They designed a special training recipe, a loss function that rewards the model for generating style-consistent code and punishes it for producing style errors. It's like giving a student a gold star for a well-structured S and a red mark for a run-on paragraph. But here's where things get really interesting. This isn't just about translation. It's about teaching AI to think like a developer. Take F2ST RANS, a breakthrough method that preserves code style during translation. How does it work? Let's break it down. First, variable names, those sneaky little clues that tell you what a program does. If a Python script uses user input, the AI should aim for something like user input in Java, not a generic data. But how do you measure closeness? Researchers use edit distance, a way to count how many changes, like adding a capital letter, it takes to turn one name into another. Fun fact, common words like info or data are weighted less, so the AI focuses on meaningful names. Next up, API calls. These are the tools programmers use, like fetch in JavaScript or request.get in Python. Translating code means finding the right tools in the target language. The AI uses the same edit distance logic here, ensuring it doesn't just swap functions but matches their purpose. But the real magic happens with code structure. Imagine code as a family tree. Loops, conditionals, and functions are the branches. A tree edit distance algorithm calculates how many moves it takes to transform one structure into another. If the original has a nested loop, the translation should too, because that's how humans write code. By combining these three metrics, F2ST RANS doesn't just translate code, it style checks it. The result? Translations that work and look like they were written by a human. Why does this matter? Code isn't just about functionality, it's about collaboration. When developers read code, they rely on stylistic cues to understand intent. F2ST RANS bridges that gap, making AI a better teammate for programmers. But here's the kicker, this isn't just about translation. It's about teaching AI to think like a developer. By balancing style and function, models like F2ST RANS could speed up software development, reduce bugs, and even help non-experts write code. But as with any powerful tool, there's a responsibility. Ethics and safeguards are key. So next time you see a code translator, remember, it's not just swapping words. It's a delicate dance of preserving style, structure, and meaning, thanks to clever math and a deep understanding of how code talks. Thanks for watching. If you want to see how this works in action, check out the video where we walk through a real-world example. Stay curious, keep coding, and we'll see you next time.